Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2024 and welcome back to the A2A Aerostar 600. Now, the last time that we flew Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, we landed at Richards Bay Airport on the east coast of South Africa. But what's happened since then is that Aerostar that I owned in FSEconomy was like just a generic Aerostar that FSEconomy had, and since then they've now introduced a dedicated version for the A2A Aerostar. So I sold my generic one, picked up the A2A version, and the closest one that I could find is this one, which is parked on the ramp here at Bujumbura in Burundi. So right on like the northern tip of Lake Tanganyika, and we're going to be getting the new November Tango Whiskey back down to South Africa from Burundi. So this aircraft's got about 3.5 hours on it, that's all, and this is going to be the new November Tango Whiskey for FSEconomy. Luckily for us, today it is a beautiful early morning. It's about 4:30 in the morning, and we have a flight, or a charter flight, with 4 charter passengers that needs to get from here down to Kolwezi, which is like right at the southern tip of Democratic Republic of Congo. So we've got a decent paying job that has us heading in the right direction. So okay, cabin lights are working. Let's get these on as well. Probably don't need them that bright. So that's the plan for today. Active Sky is doing the weather. Beyond ATC is doing traffic and air traffic control. Right, strobes and nav lights are definitely working. Beacons working, landing lights working. That beacon's also good. That one's good, and we have nav and strobe on this side as well. So it looks like our lights are all good. Right, let's get those off. And let's get closed up. Right, let's just do fuel and payload. So we are full fuel today with 4 passengers, and that's putting us basically bang on our max takeoff weight. If we come here, you'll see, so 4 hours on the airframe and then just over 3 hours on each of the engines. Right, let's go here to checklists. A little bit cold inside. It is raining all around, so we're going to be flying IFR today, and we are going to be dealing with some interesting weather along the route. Okay, pre-flight is done. Passengers, seatbelts, cabin door, battery we're going to keep on. Gear switch is down, and we have 3 green. Flaps up, and the lever's in the neutral position. Brakes, we can't really feel that. Flight controls free, and we felt that outside as well. Parking brake is set. Switches are all off, sort of. We're keeping the beacon, the battery and the nav on. Gear lights, we've got greens. Elevator and rudder trim are down here, and they are neutral. Hydraulic shutoff is over here, and it is open. Fuel checked, we're full up on all tanks. Circuit breakers are in the side. We will see the white band if they are popped. Altimeter should be 1020, like so, and the clock is back there, 4:37. Is that what that says? It's just weird that there's a dot there. 4:37 is correct. Right, engine start. Let's get the engine running. We'll have the engines kind of warm up. as we program our route, which isn't going to take too long. But let's go props, full forward, mixture, cut off, interesting that that light doesn't do anything. There isn't another light up here, is there? What's this? Can I move that? Oh, I can. Onto the throttle quadrant. There we go. That works. Right, what were we doing? Throttle cracked. Batteries on. Low fuel warning is not illuminated. Fuel selectors. Those appear to be working fine. Right fuel boost on. Right mixture to full and check for fuel flow, which we do have. Back to cut off. Right, let's fire up the right engine. Let's get the beacon on. Okay, very nice. We can switch off the boost pump and we can turn on the alternator and see that our gyro pressure is coming up. Fuel pressure and temperatures are okay. The oil temperature will need to come up. That's why we are starting the engines now. Let them warm up a bit. Right, let's do the same for engine 2. Boost pump on, or actually engine 1 I should say. Okay, temperatures and pressures. Again, that oil temperature needs to come up, but we'll give that some time. Suction is good. And let's turn that off and turn that on. Very nice. I think we'll get these lights on as well so we can see where we're going when we taxi out. Okay, then what we need to do is get all of these on so that we can start setting up our GPS and things. Let's just accept all of that. Okay, refuel, we did 165, so we'll save that. And let's just get rid of these messages. And then we'll go to flight plan. So we're at Bujumbura, HBBA. And we go direct to Tapir. Then, I shouldn't actually do that because we have an airway. Yes, we do. And it's B527 all the way down to Remku. Let's load that. And from there, we go direct to FSEconomy, which is our destination, Kolwezi. Right, that takes us over Lake Tanganyika because, if we zoom out a bit here, so this is facing east, so north is actually up there. We actually kind of need to head in this direction, but if you look at this high terrain here, it becomes very difficult. So I plotted a route that keeps us over the lake, and we exit where the terrain isn't so high, so we don't have issues with that. Right, that is set. We do need to call up ATC. These aren't really warming up so much, are they? Let's run them a bit higher. Okay, that is definitely moving. Right, we do have more than 28 volts, so that's good. Could probably set the flaps for takeoff. Right, temperature inside is cold, so let's get cabin heating on. And that should hopefully start bringing the temperature up. I still struggle with the cabin heating and cooling. Okay, that is working. Right. Bujumbura ground is 121.9. Tower 118.1 is what we'll need after. And ground, a very good morning to you. Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey on the general aviation ramp. Ready for IFR clearance to Kolwezi, please.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, Bujumbura ground. Expect runway 17. Climb 9,000 feet on runway centerline. Then expect rate of vector Jupiter. Squawk 1660.
Okay, expect runway 17, climb 9,000 feet, radar vectors to Tupir and squawk 1660, November Tango Whiskey. Okay, let's put that in 1660, and we'll keep that for now.
Climb 9,000 feet.
Climb 9,000 feet, November Tango Whiskey. Okay, temperature's coming up.
November Tango Whiskey, read back correct. Call me back when ready for start or taxi.
Call you back when ready, November Tango Whiskey. Okay, so this is what I need to figure out with the cooling system, is how do I slow that down now? Because this doesn't seem to do anything. See, it's increasing. If I turn that off, what happens? Okay, I'll just keep an eye on that. Maybe I should play with that while we're cruising. Okay, warm-up is done. Let's go to 1500 again. Well, we didn't actually go all the way to 1500 last time. Let's check the voltage again. That's the wrong one. Cool. 2100. Check that the brakes hold. Nice. And then RPM cycles. Okay, good. Mag drops. A little bit more on the right-hand mag. Whoops. It obviously went 2 clicks the first time there. Okay, so that one's identical. Left engine. So that drops a little bit. And then it drops a bit more. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. Gyro pressure is good in the green. And we'll come back to 1000. Right, then I think we are ready to get out of here. What's our temperature looking like now? 24, okay, that's decent. And November Tango Whiskey ready for taxi.
Sierra November Tango Whiskey, runway 17 taxi at pilot's discretion.
Runway 17 taxi at pilot's discretion, November Tango Whiskey. Okay, we're going that way. Alright, parking brake released. Okay, then before takeoff, cabin is closed and locked. Controls are free. Fuel selectors are on. We'll do boost pumps when we get closer to the runway. Props full forward. Instruments all good. Trims are neutral. Flaps we've got 10. Pitot heat we don't really need at this point. It is 16 degrees outside. Cool. Then after takeoff we'll be tap the wheel brakes, gear up, flaps up. We want to climb. I aim for about 140 knots. And 24, so 24 inches, 2400 RPM. And obviously trim will do as required. And it is, I don't even know if possible is the right word. It's likely that we're going to be flying into some weather, and we should be touching down. It's about a 3-hour, just over 3-hour flight, so we should be touching down just after the sun has come up. Yeah, we don't need to backtrack here. We can actually do an intersection departure. There's plenty of runway. You can see the rain up ahead there. I think the only reason we're seeing it is because of the city lights. Just out that way. And November Tango Whiskey holding short runway 17. So I think he'll just hand us over to tower probably.
Bujumbura Ground Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, go ahead.
And November Tango Whiskey holding short runway 17.
Contact tower 1 at runway hold point. Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey.
Over to tower, November Tango Whiskey, good day. Okay, so we have tower queued up, so we just flip those over. I don't think there's anyone else out at this time. Tower, good morning. Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, runway 17, ready for departure.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, Bujumbura Tower, 1095 at 45 runway heading, runway 17 cleared for takeoff.
Runway heading and runway 17 clear for takeoff, November Tango Whiskey. Right, boost pumps, strobes, landing lights, flaps, transponder. Okay, runway heading set, all looks good. Let's get out of here. Mixture full, props full. And airspeed's alive. $60. There's 80. And we are off. Tap the brakes. Gear coming up. And flaps coming up as well.
Swiss Air November Tango Whiskey. Contact Bujumbura departure 119.7.
119.7 November Tango Whiskey. Good day. Okay, let's get it trimmed out. Those last cylinders are running a bit hot, so I might have to back the power off a bit more. Okay, 11970. Radar, good morning, Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, passing 4,300 feet, climbing 9,000. Okay, what I actually want to do here is just increase the speed, and that should help with cooling.
Bujumbura departure. Good morning. Identified. Climb to 9,000 feet. QNH 1013.
Climb to 9,000 feet, QNH 1013, November Tango Whiskey. Interesting that he's given us 1013 when the airport is still saying 1020.
Swiss Air November Tango Whiskey. Turn right, heading 180.
Right heading 180, November Tango Whiskey. Okay, let's get the autopilot on. We'll keep climbing, and we're in heading mode as well. Okay, so that cylinder head temperature is an issue. I mean, I'm supposed to be at 24 inches and I'm at 19 to kind of keep that in check. Right, let's turn these off, and we can probably turn this off as well. Or maybe we keep it on just quite a bit dimmer. That's fine. Okay, 5,000 feet. The sun is just starting to rise. Right, up to 140 knots. And those cylinders, the 6-cylinder on both engines are still running quite hot, so I can't really increase the power very much. We're climbing really slowly. That's about all we've got. We are heavy, so... can bump it up a little bit. We do need to get to 9,000 feet. Okay, and then I guess we go to 1013. I don't actually know what this does. I mean, if I click it, it doesn't go into nav mode, so I'm not sure what it's actually following. I need to actually look that up. So yeah, cylinder 6 on the left engine is still right on the edge, and we're at 19 inches.
Police here, November Tango Whiskey, clear direct to Pier, resume on navigation.
Direct to Pier, November Tango Whiskey. Right, it's just gone 5 a.m. We are now direct to our first waypoint, and we're climbing ever so slowly. It is nice and cold in the cabin now. Okay, so this appears to have no effect. If I turn this off, what does that do?
Police here, November Tango Whiskey, contact Bujumbura radar 128.1.
128.1, November Tango Whiskey, good day. Radar, good morning, Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, passing 6,000 feet, climbing 9,000.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, Bujumbura radar identified.
Okay, so what if I put this on, put that all the way to hot, and open this a bit? Also, we can get our headphones on. Right, that also works. And does that work because this is on? Or is this like a separate thing? Okay, it seems like it might actually be separate, so let's use that system. Right, 130 knots. Oh, it has now stopped working. Maybe I just need the cabin heat on, but not the fan. Because the fan seems to be that one there. This is separate. Okay, that's still not doing anything. So we just need to change one thing and then give it a bit of time to see what happens. Okay, let's turn the fan on. Right, 6,500. Okay, now we get temperature increase. We do need to lean the engines up, but obviously that's going to bring out the CHTs up even higher. Okay, if I do that, does that now come down? It doesn't, so I don't know, I don't know what this system does. Okay, there's the EGT, oh sorry, the CHT spike again. Bump the mixture up a little bit. And look how pretty that is. We've been lucky so far with the rain, it seems to be behind us. There are some thunderstorms in the area as well. Okay, current weather at Kolwezi. Temperature of 18 only. Few clouds at 2,000 feet. Right, 7,500 feet now. Now we probably should have turned these off sooner. Okay, so I've just been reading about managing the cabin temperature. So you can see it's cooling down. So we need to have both of these on. Then this controls how much air goes into the system, I believe. And then this controls the temperature. So if I do this, and the defroster is for the windscreen, I guess. I don't know what happens if I turn that off. Nothing. See some rain along the edges of the lake on that side. Okay, so I've pushed that heater in and it disappeared. So if I do that, we should get a little bit of temperature increase.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, contact Kinshasa radar 123.7.
123.7 November Tango Whiskey, good day. Okay, it seems to be working. Kinshasa radar, good morning. November Tango Whiskey is passing 8,600 feet, climbing 9,000.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, Kinshasa radar identified.
Okay, so according to the GPS, we have 4 hours and 9 minutes to go, but we've bled off quite a bit of speed in this climb. So when we level off and pick up speed, that should come down significantly. I mean, look how hot those back cylinders are running. I wonder what more I can do to help with that. Could also just be performance because we're so heavy. Yeah, that's probably going to push the CHTs into the red again, but we're about to level off now. At 9,000. Okay, bring the props back to 21. And then let's keep an eye on that CHD as our speed increases. A bit of lightning up ahead. Right, there we are, picking up some speed. Temperatures are good. Okay, so I can actually lean the mixture out. Right, we are cruising along nicely. Okay, and our time to destination has come down to 3 hours. So we're going to cruise along for the next 3 hours, or actually 2.5 hours-ish. And I will join you again a bit later when we prep for our descent into Kolwezi and see what the weather looks like that side. Alright, welcome back. We are about 26 minutes out, and the weather has definitely changed quite a bit since we left Bujumbura, and as you can see, we're about to head back into the rain once again. We've passed through a couple of rain showers along the way, but otherwise we've been cruising along steadily at 9,000, and there's no rain reported at the airport, so I guess we'll see. I'm hoping to be able to make it in then, considering that it just says broken clouds at 15,000 feet. Okay, temperature's still perfect. Okay, airport elevation is 5,000 feet. So we'll be looking to descend to about 6,500. Possibly even 6,000. And then, just depending on the weather around there, obviously the challenge is going to be spotting the airfield. No one else on frequency, haven't heard a single other aircraft this morning. And it's now 9 minutes to 8 a.m. So we've been going for about 3 hours and 20 minutes. I've still got plenty of fuel on board. Okay, so for our approach, boost pumps on, mixture full rich, fuel selectors on, flaps 20 below 175, gear down below 157. Okay, wind at Kolwezi is reported at 16 degrees 0 knots. So, I mean, technically they could give us either runway because it's 0 knots. So we'll see. Runway 29 will have us going pretty much straight in. See, there's 29 on that side. You can see we've picked up some bugs and some dirt already on our nice clean aircraft.
November Tango Whiskey, Kinshasa radar, expect radar vectors, runway 290.
Expect radar vectors for runway 29, November Tango Whiskey. Okay, so that answers that question. Wow, it actually looks quite bright and clear out that way. Oh, there's still clouds overhead, but nothing down low that will give us any issues with finding the airport. It's still lightning around. Okay, 20 minutes out.
November Tango Whiskey, radar vectors, runway 29er, report ready for descent.
Yeah, we are ready for descent now, November Tango Whiskey.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, Kolwezi Airport landing, runway 29er.
Landing runway 29, November Tango Whiskey.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, expect the visual approach runway 29er.
Wow, okay. Expect the visual approach for runway 29er. That's the 4th time you've told us, November Tango Whiskey. Yeah, it didn't give us a descent or anything, or a vector after all that. We are still 40 miles out, so that's fine. Yeah, it actually looks fine here, the weather. The rain is kind of behind us. We shouldn't have any issues getting into the airport visually from here.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, descend to 6,100 feet.
Descent to 6,100 feet, November Tango Whiskey. Okay, we'll just keep the cruise power in. If we pick up some speed, that's perfectly fine. Ah, is that because of this? Wow, I wish I'd figured out sooner that that was making that noise. Cool. It's just switching the noise cancelling on and off. Okay, 7,000... Oh, sorry. Yeah, 7,400. Now we're just after 8 o'clock now. And about 30 miles out. Okay, 6,500. Just start easing off the descent rate. Okay, 6,100. Didn't actually give us a QNH though. Kolwezi is 1019, so let's fix that then. Okay, 21.3 miles. Okay, 15 miles, so anytime now they will ask us to report airfield in sight.
Sierra November Tango Whiskey, airport is at your 12 o'clock 15 miles. Report the field in sight.
Looking for the field, November Tango Whiskey. So we are quite low. And what I really want to do is just bump this side and give us a bit of an angle here so that we can line up with the runway. Ah, there it is there. November Tango Whiskey, field in sight.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, cleared visual approach runway 29er.
Clear for the visual approach, runway 29, November Tango Whiskey.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, contact Kolwezi Tower 129.1.
129.1, November Tango Whiskey, thanks for your help.
Negative, tower on 129.1.
129.1, November Tango Whiskey.
Negative, tower on 129.1.
Okay.
Over to tower, 129.1 Zulu Sierra, November Tango Whiskey.
Kolwezi Tower, good morning. Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, runway 29.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, Kolwezi Tower, runway 29 are cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 29, November Tango Whiskey. Okay, autopilot's disengaged, I now have control. Got 10 degrees of flaps in. Landing lights are on. Let's get the boost pumps on. Gears coming down. Let's get some more flaps in. There's 20 degrees. Okay, props full, mixture full, let's go full flaps.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, exit right next available taxiway.
Right next taxiway, November Tango Whiskey. Right, welcome to Kolwezi Airport. This aircraft, it feels like it comes in very fast. November Tango Whiskey, request taxi to assigned ramp, please. Okay, landing lights, strobes.
Zulu Sierra November Tango Whiskey, ramp 8 taxi at pilot's discretion.
Ramp 8, pilot's discretion, November Tango Whiskey. Okay, so we'll just park somewhere over here. Okay, parking brake set. There we go. And then we can shut down. That's all good. Those are off. And then battery. Alright, there we are, safely arrived. Let's put those in. And we're about 3.5 hours closer to South Africa than when we started up in Burundi. So we got a couple more legs like this. And we'll be back flying around South Africa. A little bit of dirt and stuff that we've picked up. Nothing too serious. Very nice, and another enjoyable flight in the Aerostar. We got lucky with the weather at the end there. Kind of halfway through the flight it was looking pretty bad. But it worked out. I can actually close up. There we go. And we'll just keep going, taking this aircraft all the way back to South Africa. But that's going to bring us to the end of this video. As always, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy it and you want to follow along, you know what to do down below. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.